Anoi roi lo exar, vino desha yarbitseni, ame menuchot yanchileni. Nafshi yeshovev, yancheni, b'magle tedek leman shemo. Gam kielech begetzel malve, lo ira ra, hiata imadi. Shiftecha uminshantecha, hema inachumuni. Tarach lefanai shalchan negetzurara, dishanta b'shem roshi. Kosi revaya akto v'chesed, yirdefuni kol yemei chaya. V'shafti v'beda noi, la'orech yamim. A song of David, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. God causes me to lie down in lush pastures. God leads me beside tranquil waters. God restores my soul and guides me in righteous paths, for God's name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your scepter and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in full view of my adversaries. You've anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. Rabbi Howard Zach of Congregation Torah Emet will now read a parak of Tehillim.
Michtam LeDavid, Shomreni El Ki Chasiti Vach, Amat Ladonai Adonai Ata, Tovati Val Alecha, Likdoshim Asher Ba'aretz Hema Vadirei Kol Chetzivam, Yirbu Atzvotam Acher Maharu, Valasich Niskehem Idam Val Esa Et Mishmotam Al Sefatai, Adonai Menat Chelki V'chosi, Ata Tomich Gorali, Chavalim Nafluli Banimim, Af Nachalat Shafra Olai, Avorech Et Adonai Asher Yatzani, Af Leilot Yisruni Chliotai, Shiviti Adonai Lenegdi Tamid, Kimimini Baal Amot, Lochein Somach Libi V'yagel Kevodi, Af Besari Yishkon Lovetach, Ki Lo Ta'azov Nafshi Lishol, Lo Titein Chasidcha Lirot Shachat, Todi'eni Orachayim, Sovat Smachot Et Panecha, Nimot B'mincha Netzach. Michtam LeDavid, guard me, God, for in you I have taken refuge. You have said to the Lord, you are my Lord. I have no good beyond you. As for the holy ones who are in the earth and the mighty in whom is all my desire, their sorrows will multiply those that run to other gods. The libations will I not pour out, nor take their names upon my lips. The Lord is my allotted portion and my share. You sustain my fate. Portions have fallen to me in pleasant places. Lovely indeed is my estate. I will bless the Lord, who has given me counsel. My conscience admonishes me at night. I have set the Lord before me always, because God is at my right hand. I shall not falter. Therefore my heart rejoices, and my entire being exults. Also my body will rest secure. For you will not abandon me to the grave, nor will you let your devout ones see destruction. You will make known to me the path of eternal life. In your presence is fullness of joy. There is delight at your right hand for all eternity.
Because it is Chol HaMoed, our displays of mourning are curtailed. So we won't offer full chespedim, but we will offer divrei preda, words of parting. Steve will share a few words.
So this is what this place looks like, huh? On July 4th, 1939, Lou Gehrig made his famous farewell speech at Yankee Stadium, where he said, "For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about the bad breaks I got. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of this earth." Well, unlike Lou, I have known how lucky I am each and every day of my life. You see, I am the son of Bill and Phyllis Hartstein. And no matter where I go, someone will inevitably say, "Oh, are you Bill Hartstein's son or Phyllis Hartstein's son? Your parents are so wonderful. We love them so much." One of the best known stories about the institution of family is the story of Rachel, the daughter of a wealthy family, and Rabbi Akiva, a poor shepherd. Our rabbis teach us that Rachel saw Akiva, that he was shy and fantastic. In other words, she saw his terrific potential and his wonderful character traits. This was also the reason that she proposed to him. Their marriage was built on trust in humanity and in joint hope. This reminds me so much of my mom, well, except for the wealthy family part. My mom saw all the wonderful traits of my father and knew she had found the one she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. That is not to say she also didn't see the flaws. In fact, one day after their engagement, Mom found out that Dad had not turned in his final paper in a college class. In those days, for every day you were late, you were subtracted a letter grade. Dad finally turned his paper in 2 days later, and he received an A, but was reduced to a C. Mom gave Dad the engagement ring back and declared that she could not marry someone that procrastinated so much. I would like to say that in the 60 years of marriage, she fixed that problem, but in Parshat Vayera, which we will read in a month or so, we learn about Abraham and Sarah, and what it means to be part of a community and family. Abraham was sitting at the entrance of the tent as the day grew hot. Looking up, he saw 3 men standing near him. As soon as he saw them, he ran from the entrance of the tent to greet them, bowing to the ground and saying, "Friends, if it's all right with you, do not go rush ahead and pass by. Let me bring you some water, bathe your feet, and rest under the tree. And let me get you something to eat so that you may refresh yourselves. Then go on seeing that you have come this way." They replied, "Go ahead, we appreciate it." Abraham hastened into the tent of Sarah and said, "Quick, grab 3 seeds of our best flour, knead it, and bake some bread." Then Abraham ran to his herd, took a calf, tender and choice, and gave it to his servant who rushed to prepare it. He took cheese and milk and the calf that had been prepared and set these before them, and he waited on the visitors under the tree as they ate. This pretty much describes my childhood. I never knew who would be joining us for Shabbos dinner for Yom Tov, but my mom always found someone who didn't have a place to eat. And now it is well known that Mom always cooked for more people than we thought we were having, so I was never worried inviting someone over to eat or concerned that there would not be enough food. Growing up, we called our house Hotel Hartstein, because usually someone was staying with us for a period of time. All of my dad's brothers and sisters and all of my mom's brothers and sisters lived with us for some duration. Now, I'm not talking about a day or two. I'm talking about months or years at a time. I was so lucky to have a mom that taught me the meaning of family and the importance of taking care of family as well as strangers. This is what it means to live in a community. The Torah commands us, "V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha," you shall love you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Our tradition teaches that the great sage Rabbi Akiva is attributed to saying that Judaism is a religion that cherishes above all else treating people well. According to Akiva, compassion for the other is at the heart of Judaism. One fact that you might not know and find surprising about Mom is that she was a big Trekkie. That's right, she loves Star Trek. There is a scene in season 1 that takes place after the death of Natasha Yar. The crew gathered to celebrate her life, and at the end of the show, only Captain Jean-Luc Picard and Lieutenant Commander Data were left talking together. Now, for those of you who don't know, Data is an android who only wanted to be human. Data says, "Sir, The purpose of this gathering confuses me. Oh, how so? Answered Picard. I find my thoughts are not for Tasha, but for myself. I keep thinking how empty it will be without her presence. Did I miss the point? No, you didn't, Data. You got it.
We come together today to remember and celebrate the life of Phyllis Hartstein, beloved wife, sister, mother, and grandmother. It is fitting in many ways that Phyllis passed away during the holiday of Sukkot. The laws of building a sukkah are exacting and filled with numerous details, all with the purpose of building a structure that, though temporary, will be a warm and welcoming home for all who seek to enter it. So too was the home that Phyllis built for her family. Phyllis was born in 1938 and grew up in the Kinsman neighborhood, the oldest of 3 children. Her father was the first kosher butcher to open on Taylor Road. Adina, you recalled how growing up, Phyllis was your protector and best friend. And because you were born just after her 3rd birthday, throughout her life, Phyllis would tell people that you were the best present she had ever received. Phyllis met the love of her life, Bill, when she was studying at The Ohio State University. She was studying education. Adina had come down for a weekend and had Shabbos lunch with Bill and his roommates, and then went back and told Phyllis she had a groom for her. Phyllis and Bill were married at Taylor Road Synagogue in 1959, and just 6 weeks ago, many of us came together to celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary. After they graduated, Phyllis and Bill moved back to Cleveland, where they began to build a family. Steve was born in 1965, and John 2 years later. As parents, Phyllis and Bill were perfect complements to one another. Steve and John, you recalled how, with your father, you could get away with pretty much anything. Well, let's just say your mom took a different approach. She was the disciplinarian and kept a meticulous house. But Steve, as you said, it was also she could host and welcome people into her home. Friends and extended family were always visiting. And those, as you told me, were some of the moments that Phyllis treasured the most. Phyllis also loved the arts and culture. She played piano throughout her life and loved attending concerts, whether they were classical music concerts that featured famous musicians or simply her grandchildren's recitals. She was committed to always showing up for her family as well, whether this meant attending a baseball game with Bill, as they did on their honeymoon, or watching, eyes usually averted, John's football games. This trait also extended beyond her family. She was deeply committed to showing up for her community as well. When I first arrived at Cedar Sinai Synagogue a little more than a year ago, she welcomed me warmly. She radiated a generosity and a warmth. She was in shul every Shabbos morning and an avid participant in the shul's book club. Phyllis was a dedicated teacher also throughout her life. She created the first ESL curriculum in the state of Ohio, and it would become a national model. Although she spoke only Yiddish and English, she said she communicated with the children through a combination of smiles and hugs. Her passion for teaching reflected her own commitment to learning and overcoming deficiencies. You all recall that she always had a poor memory, so she simply made a myriad of lists to get by. And more recently, she overcame her struggles with technology to be a competent Facebook user and Skyper, so she could stay in touch with family. More than anything, Phyllis loved her family and sought to pass on her values to her children and grandchildren. She spent 60 love-filled years with her husband, Bill. She spoke daily to her siblings, passed on her commitment to Judaism and the Jewish people to Steve and John, and loved, more than anything else, just sitting with her grandchildren. May the memory of the home, the sukkah, that Phyllis built, with all of its details and all of the values that filled it, be an inspiration for us all, and may her memory be a blessing for her family. Rabbi David Klaman of Ahava Shalom will read a parak of Tehillim.
Shir Lamalos, Esainai Le'arim Me'ain Yavo Ezri, Ezri Me'im Adonai, Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz. Al Yitain Lamot Raglecha, Al Yanum Shomrecha, Hinei Lo Yanum V'lo Yishan Shomer Yisrael, Adonai Shomrecha, Adonai Tzilecha Yad Yaminecha, Yomam HaShemesh Lo Yakeka V'yareach Ba'layla, Adonai Yishmarcha Mikara Yishmar Es Nafshecha, Adonai Yishmar Tzizcho V'oecha Me'ata V'ad Olam. A song to ascent. I lift my eyes to the mountains, from where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot falter. Your guardian will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. The Lord is your guardian, the Lord is your protection by your right side. By the day the sun will not harm you, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all evil. The Lord will guard your life. The Lord will guard your going and coming from now and forever.
Because it is Chol Moed, we don't recite the memorial prayer at this time. Will the pallbearers please come forward?